Today I will be making a warm quinoa salad with spinach. This is my own recipe and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. So quinoa is a seed from South America that is over 7,000 years old. It is an excellent source of protein and fiber as well as B vitamins and iron. So I'm going to mix the quinoa with some really delicious veggies and a simple dressing to make a delicious salad. So let's get started. Okay, so first we are going to start our quinoa. You're going to cook the quinoa according to your package directions. In my case, we're going to have 2 cups of quinoa and 4 cups of water. You're going to combine them in a saucepan. Okay, so we're going to let the quinoa boil at high heat, checking it every little once in a while. And once it is at a nice boil, we're going to take it down to a simmer so that the quinoa can absorb all of the water. And the simmer will take about 20 minutes. And meanwhile, we're going to go cook our veggies. Okay, so now our quinoa is at a nice boil. So before we take it down to a simmer, we are going to throw in about a half teaspoon or so of salt. And then we are going to take our quinoa down to a nice simmer, putting it on a nice low heat. And now we're going to just stir the quinoa and let it absorb the rest of the water. And cover it. Okay, so now we're going to start our veggies. So we are going to put our pan onto medium heat and we are going to be sauteing onions, garlic, peppers, and spinach. We're going to be sauteing these in oil. So we're going to put about a tablespoon of oil to the pan. And move it around so that it coats the bottom of your pan. So we're going to wait until the oil gets nice and warm so then we can start our sauteing. To check if the oil is ready, you're just going to put your hand a little bit above the oil and see if it is giving off some heat. Then we are going to start with our onions. So seems nice and warm and ready. So now we're just going to put in our onions. And we're going to get these nice and coated in the oil. So once they get coated, cover the bottom and leave it alone for a little bit. So let's just move over to our quinoa, check on the simmer. So here we have a nice simmer going with our quinoa. Give it a stir. It's really absorbing the water. Back on. Let it finish up its job. And once the onions are nice and soft, we will put in our garlic. Okay, so we're going to give our onions a stir. They're going very well. We're going to just incorporate everything, get it all into the middle, nice and coated, move them around. Once they get a little bit softer, we will move on to our garlic. Okay, so our onions are nice and soft, and now we are going to put in our sliced garlic. And mix it around, get it incorporated. We did not put the garlic in right away because we don't want the garlic to burn. So garlic only takes about a minute or so, then we're going to move on to our peppers. Okay, so now we're checking on our quinoa. They have absorbed the water for the most part. And the seeds have opened up and we're looking good, but we're going to take the quinoa off of the heat shortly. We can smell the garlic, so our garlic is ready. So now we're going to put in our sliced peppers. Get this nice and incorporated. So now with the pepper we are going to be putting in salt, a little bit of salt. And some pepper for a nice taste. Mix that in. And wait for the peppers to cook. Okay, so our peppers are nice and soft and our onions have a nice golden brown color to them. We don't want our peppers too soft because we still want like a little bite to them. So now it is time to add our spinach. We're just going to put the spinach in batches. It's going to get like a little bit big, but then we're just going to, for like about 15 seconds, stir it, and the heat of the vegetables and the pan will wilt it and cook it and take it from there. Now we're just going to quickly add some salt. Just nice and slowly work the vegetables to the top. And already the spinach is starting to wilt down quite a bit. So now we're going to take this off of the heat and just let it sit here and finish up cooking. Okay, so our spinach has wilted quite a bit and our veggies are nice and ready. This is what we want it to look like. This is what's going to provide some more flavor to our quinoa. Now on to the dressing. Okay, so now we are moving on to our dressing. Our dressing is the main key that's going to flavor up our quinoa, which is pretty bland. So our dressing includes some good olive oil, whole grain Dijon mustard, and the juice of 2 lemons. So we're going to start with roughly a 1/4 cup of olive oil. And about 1 to 2 teaspoons of the mustard for taste. Some nice tablespoons. Okay, so we're going to set this aside. And now we're going to juice our lemon. So we're going to be using a strainer and just putting it over here, and this is going to separate our pulp and seeds from the juice that we want in our dressing. So when you are juicing lemons, you're just going to want to gently roll them so that we can get maximum juice. Give both of these a little roll. Then we're going to juice them. So we're going to cut them in half. So some nice lemons and just over our measuring cup. Squeeze the lemon. And now for this one, cut it in half again. So then after the lemon juice is all into the dressing, we are going to whisk it up. So just with a little whisk, we're just going to whisk up our dressing. Put a little salt and pepper to taste, because this is going to be a good flavoring for our recipe. I'm going to finish whisking this up so it's a nice, smooth dressing. Okay, so now our salad dressing has been nice and whisked, so all the oil is incorporated into all the rest of the ingredients, and now we are ready to go drizzle this onto our warm quinoa. Okay, so we have our quinoa in a big salad bowl, and now we're just going to drizzle the dressing over the warm quinoa. I'm just going to stir this around, get all the quinoa flavored, so we don't have patches of bland quinoa and patches of very flavored quinoa. So our quinoa is just going to soak up the delicious dressing as it did the water. So it's nice and mixed. Okay, so our dressing is nice and incorporated and has flavored our quinoa. Now it's time to add the veggies. So here are our veggies, and now we're just going to spoon it into the quinoa. Okay, so now we're going to mix everything together, our quinoa and our vegetables. Okay, so our veggies have been mixed in with our quinoa, and for serving suggestions, a nice addition is some fresh thyme, just sprinkled over it. Gives it some really nice flavor. And also for serving, you can crumble on some feta cheese, or if you like it more spicy, some red pepper flakes. But I think it is time to serve. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.